Welcome to King Said So, Africa's one land, one language, one currency, one army on King Said So. Africans can unite. Your Pan-Africanist podcast. Enjoy.
To invite the United Democratic Movement.
Thank you very much, Chairperson of the session. Bendisho Buslibel. Slibel basiphetha amadroni pha sawusese kudubule. On behalf of the Deputy Minister of Defense and the President of the UDM, General Holomisa, the UDM welcomes the National Treasury's decision to scrap the VAT increase. And we are satisfied that the GNU has taken this bold step after careful and long collaboration to ensure that we put the poor masses of South Africa first. And this is a call that we are glad the Minister of Finance has heeded. I wish to state that contrary to the populist statements that are out there, the UDM did not support the proposed 0.5% VAT hike. Instead, the UDM supported the 2025-2026 budget fiscal framework, which then meant that it is on condition that the Minister of Finance explores the alternative revenue proposals that are at bay and were submitted by various political parties. In line with this, we must actually mention that we submitted to the Standing Committee of Finance specifically on paragraph 6.29 that we are asking for the review of all of these measures. We must state to South Africans that a state without a budget, unfortunately, is a doomed state. My colleagues that are standing here have already mentioned this at length, but it should be emphasized that without a budget or a fiscal framework, the government definitely means that it will be shutting down. There will be no department that can legally spend on any of the procurement plans they have in place. Furthermore, it means that the salaries of the public servants, meaning the teachers, the nurses, the soldiers, the police, are not going to be paid, meaning that government would actually come down to a halt. Constitutionally, it means that we would be in crisis. The Constitution, supported by the PFMA, mentions and states that no funds may be withdrawn from the National Revenue Fund without the consultation of the legislation and without the approved budget. Unfortunately, it means that all government operations would become unlawful, an issue that the UDM does not support completely. It would mean that there is a collapse of service delivery, even extending to grants, SASSA grants, as well as NSFAS. It would mean that emergency response units, such as your SAPS, healthcare, all come to a halt. And this would ultimately lead to a political fallout, where it means that there is a vote of no confidence in the government of the GNU, effectively invoking Section 216 of the Constitution. I must state that no political party or single political party can claim victory over this specific milestone. It is a win for the people of South Africa who deployed us to govern in the government of national unity and advance their interests. I must also state the government of national unity is not a convenience, but a contract with the people of South Africa, who declared through a vote that they do not wish to be governed by a one-party government. As such, this is a warning to all of those Beyoncés of the GNU that we will not tolerate le Beyonce bayenzayo. We will not tolerate these Nicodemus tendencies that they are doing. Your kwekwa at night, behamba bekhupha statements. If you want to be in the GNU, govern. But if you do not want to be in the GNU, the opposition benches are very much open for all of those who do not wish to be in the government of national unity. Because this opposition is not necessarily the first instance. They started with the Bela Bill. They followed with the Land Expropriation Without Compensation Act, knowing very well that the parameters are given for certain exclusions. And they went further on to now stand and oppose the fiscal framework, knowing very well that this specific VAT hike was one of the measures that was one of the line items that were going to be deliberated on very much. So we will not allow le Beyonce bayenzayo. If bafuna ukuchwechwa ebusuku mabahambe baye kwi-opposition benches instead of babakhupha statements at night. We are standing here as the UDM affirming to South Africans that sinimele ebukhulumenteni, and we will forever advance your interests and specifically the interests of the poor. That is why we voted against the budget, the VAT hike. And we voted specifically to put a framework into place, because a government without a framework or a fiscal framework is a doomed state. Thank you very much.